Hey everyone, Scott here. Welcome to the Guilty Pleasure Cinema. This is just going to be a vlog, a status of the cinema, if you will. I used to do some vlogs back a little while ago, and I really haven't had any reason to do one since, even though there's been lots to talk about. And there's a lot to talk about right now. I figured it's perfect timing. And I always tried to find a way to fill that kind of information in with like hyperbole and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of changes, more additions really, and other stuff. So really with the GPC, it's late July, Rock Month is nearing its conclusion. The whole thing here is Rock Month is going to go into August 1st. That's because Rock Month was planned when I was doing Wednesday uploads. I now do Friday uploads, which moved it from, I believe that would be the 29th of July. 29th, 30th, excuse me, from the 30th of July to the 1st of August. But it works with the character, it has fun with that. And that's actually been one of the most fun things to do is Rock versus Indicator. Or the Scott versus the Indicator. And I really love the way things are going with that, and the feedback I've gotten has been great. What little there is. I have noticed a bunch more people commenting and stuff getting retweeted, stuff like that. And I'm still I'm at the point where I'm not getting any negative feedback, which is good. I'm not getting positive feedback. I get some here and there. I mean, considering I get 60 to 100 views a video, I'll come to that in a sec. Considering that's what I was getting, no feedback, I got it from a couple friends, but that was really about it. But lately I have been getting a lot more retweets, a lot more stuff, so that's only positive, obviously. And to go from there. With those views though, they have spiked quite a bit. I've got the Transformers, the movie review I did with the Isle of Rangoon is around 340. Just to give a perception. That's the quickest to 300 easy. But they also help promote that, so that was 3 of us promoting it. And actually DJ Soundbite, so 4 of us were promoting it. And from there, views have picked up. And Matt Zion has helped greatly with that too. That's one of the big changes. Again, not the change, it's an addition. I'm the Canadian, I'm actually wearing the same shirt, for Wreckless Eating. It's recklesseating.com or youtube.com/recklesseating. You can find it easily. It's Reckless with a W-R. It's a web show that I first discovered from the Cinema Snob. He was doing Brad Tries and trying stuff, and he had those guys on to help out. And I've been watching them ever since. And all this came about when Matt was saying, hey, any YouTube channels out there, 100 subscribers or so, we want to talk and coordinate and do stuff. I wasn't putting anything on YouTube, but I said, hey Matt, I'm a big fan, I love to talk. Within 5 minutes, I got a friend request from him, GPC was liked by him, and he liked a few of my pages, or liked a few of my posts. We've been talking ever since. He's appeared in a couple videos. I'm sure I could ask him and he'll appear in more, like, no problem. So I do want to plan something for that, obviously. He knows that. And the best part is, though, he's invited me to be part of Zion Mainframe Gaming, which is his gaming channel. It's, again, youtube.com/Zion Mainframe Gaming. No fancy spelling, no spaces, no hyphens. It's Z-I-O-N, Mainframe Gaming. And what that is Let's Plays with himself and Old Man Tom. He does solo ones, he'll do ones with a bunch of people. There's Minecraft ones. I don't have Minecraft, so that's the ones I'm not part of. That's really the only ones I'm not part of. I make it out there for anything I really can. Matt and I are both addicted on Steam to buying games if they're super cheap. We'll do that. We're like, hey Matt, there's a cheap game. It's $2. Bought it. How about you? Yeah, me too. So, let's play. And I never really had the idea of doing a gaming channel, but I have so many games because of that. I easily could. Like, the content would be so easy to make. I know it's tertiary off of the main viewing channel, and I don't have much. But considering I can spin it through from Zion Mainframe, maybe there is something worthwhile there. I don't know. It's worth exploring as a potential thing. But through that, I've been doing gaming stuff with those guys, with Matt and Tom, and also Stormy and Wolf and Bill and JJ and Nicholas and so many others. I honestly, I forget, Vincent. And it's been fun. It's been great. And we've done Infestation Survivor Series, as we always call it, Survivor Stories. I haven't done DayZ, I don't have that one either. But Fistful of Frags is a Western shooter. We got, of course I'm blanking now that it comes to it. We did some Left 4 Dead. We've done Viscera Cleanup Detail, which was Space Janitors, which was a lot of fun. And really what's cool about it is Matt, he'll just be like, hey, you on? Yeah, come play. Okay. And we'll just have fun, because we just banter and have fun. Really, it's natural. It's hanging out with friends. And that's the cool thing with this. When I first started watching it, you can 6 degrees of separation this. I'm playing online games, recording them with friends. These are people that I watched play games. I watched them also do food videos. I learned of that from a video reviewer I like, that I discovered from another video reviewer. It was from Cinema Snob. I learned about him from Spoonie Experiment, and I learned about him around the same time from Zero Punctuation and that guy with the glasses, because then Spoonie joined that guy at that time. So it all changed through all these other things I know. And I learned about that guy through Video Game Nerd. And that was part and parcel with Zero Punctuation. So it all changed through. And now I'm doing videos with some of them. It's so surreal. And that surrealness kicked over into Scott's exclusives. EH. Yes, we went with A. That's basically me seeing stuff and saying, hey Matt, there's Canada stuff. Do you have this, or do you want it? And then he said, hey, want to be the Canadian? Want to just do stuff up there? You got a camera, you can edit, record it, do it. Okay, so absolutely. So I'm doing that. So a Wreckless Eating update this time. It's Saturday, so last week on Wreckless Eating, an update went up with one of my videos. And that was just so surreal, because he's done thousands on that channel and has thousands of subscribers. And within minutes, that had thousands of views. And here I am talking about how great Transformers did with 340 after after a month. It's pretty insane. So that's been awesome. What hasn't been awesome is not getting on that guy with the glasses. They did a talent pickup at the end of May. It was kind of ninja'd into the Horton video. And they said, send your submission. We have 3 qualifications. You must have production, like production value, be it the look or the costuming or the editing. It's got to look like more than just a guy talking to a camera. Like even this is that, but it's not properly lit. I don't have lights up. I white balanced it though. You know, you got to know what you're doing with the camera. Is basically what it was. So there's that. You have to be able to do at least 2 videos a month, and be entertaining. So, okay, well the first part's easy. I know what I'm doing, and even if I don't have the right tools, I can still achieve it. So there's that. With 2 videos a month, well, I do bi-weekly episodes, and they're a half hour each, give or take, 20-25 minutes, sometimes 40, depending. But I also do the quarterly shows, so there's at least 1 other video a month, be it Indications, Trailer Fist, or Overrated. Beyond that, there's also Hyperbole, and then going to be these status of the cinemas. So there's that part. I got 2 out of 3. Okay, and considering I've got 2.5 years of that backlog history proving it, I figured, okay, look, it's not just me saying I'm doing it or I'm able to. I have. So there's that. But then there's also be entertaining. And that's always a tricky one, considering, like I said, I barely get feedback. I get it from a couple friends, and the odd person, like I had one who was sending me information saying that he was putting it on kind of as background noise, which is awesome, while he was working on some art. That's so cool. That's awesome. That's one of the few things I've ever heard like that. So, but not hearing anything else against it, like I got a couple of other friends, but it's only friends who have said they're too long. Well, only you've said that, so the majority says otherwise, which really is what it comes down to. But yes, I understand they're too long. I try for that 25-minute mark, 22, 25. Usually ends up 30 with credits and such. Especially this year, because it's the whole redemption, rebirth type stuff, so there's a little extra storyline, probably 2 or 3 minutes tacked into each, which does inflate it. Transformers had like 10 minutes of credits and bloopers, so that always happens too. But that happened last Rangoon one, so... but I got a rejection letter 3 days after the Rangoons got theirs, saying that unfortunately we're not going with yours, and feel free to submit next time, blah blah blah. it was a form letter. It was like Dear Submitter. It was so specific. Considering they had 1,200 people apply, I can't blame them. The fact that it was 3 days later had me hoping at least there was a little more personable or specific, but it's 1,200. So, yeah. The fact that the Rangoons didn't make it is stunning to me. And, like, their broadcast quality, damn near, like, with their timing and their humor and their production. Like, they've got it all. They have it. I feel they belong on that guy with the glasses way before I do. That's how I feel about it. I feel I belong there. And I feel they belong too. And to see some of the ones that made it, like I've seen couple of the shows, but I know there's obviously 1,200 at least shows out there. I mean, some of these could have just been someone like, I want to be on it, I could make a show, and who never has. Like, I truly don't know. But with the submissions that there were, I've seen a couple that got on there, and I get it, they're original, unique shows, and they're a little more viable. The one that really stood out to me was Stuff We Love, or Stuff I Like, or Stuff You Love. Forget the name of it, it's Jill Barrett. I saw her from Welshie's final video. She was in that as like the new regeneration. It was a cool thing, and I looked it up and saw her show. And it was neat, I like it. But I'm not going to watch it regularly, and that's not a knock on it, it's just like, I can freely admit that I like something, but it's not going to be something I regularly check out, which, you know, it happens. And I get that's probably what some of my audience is too. So my friends even said that about it. They'll check out the movies they know and ignore the ones they don't. So that's why Doom is getting blown up, but Planet 51 no one's bothering with. But then some of them are like, you know what, I want to check that out. I want to see what he has to say about that. And that's where you can get that extra. With her show, it's kind of cool because I can see that's a perfect fit for that because it's so unique and a niche thing, and it's original. Okay? That's kind of what I thought I had for my voice too. I've always been inspired by the idea that I'm doing a positive spin on these movies. It's not like, let's go tear it apart. Like the angry video game nerd, or the nostalgia critic savaging a movie, or Angry Joe, or Cinema Snob savaging a movie. Admittedly, heavily satirical, but still. They're all characters, yes, but that's all negative. Now, it's fun to see people be angry at movies. Even Pat the NES Punk, excuse me. He's angry at bad video games, too. But he also celebrates the good. So does Obscurus. Lupa, she celebrates the good, but also points out the dumb. Okay, and that's that kind of thing. Film Brain points out the stupid. Linkara points out the stupid. Now, I'm not knocking that. And I'm not saying that's the easy way to go. That's hard. That's hard to do in an entertaining way without just looking angry. I fully know this from trying it with the Twilight review and End of Days specifically. It's surprisingly difficult to do. Not that I didn't realize it was, but from experience it is. With mine, I really tried to model it after Lupa in the idea of being positive and celebrating it and having fun. This movie's stupid, yes. A big influence is probably Nostalgia Critic's Commando review in that regard. So I really felt I had a unique view and a unique voice that could be on the site. And even if there is overlap, like the Judge Dredd review or stuff like that, doesn't matter. It's still worthwhile and still good. Turns out some people got a maybe letter, where there was about 75 people that got into a maybe folder that were under consideration but didn't make the cut. Didn't even get that. Didn't get any feedback. It's the first rejection. I've written to a bunch of different reviewers before, asking about the potential of a cameo or something with their show, and I can tell you right now, if I got to do a video with Lupa, I've got a specific movie in mind for that. I've got a specific one for Cinema Snob, specific one for Nostalgia Critic, that kind of thing. Like, I've got one on the back burner. I'm like, oh, I know the one. It might not be the one they want to do, but it's it's a lining up with their tastes or what they've said, because I'm a fan of theirs, so I know what to talk about. And it's a bummer to not get anything specific back saying why they didn't do it, because did they feel the production wasn't there? Because I've seen applications for the sites before. They've had forum posts about it, where it was like the lighting was an issue, or the audio was an issue, or the pacing, or like it wasn't framed right, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know if that's what they felt. I don't know if it's the schedule, which I presume not. I have a schedule that matches theirs. It might not post exactly at a midnight time frame, which is something I do want to work on. But I doubt that's it, considering I've got usually 5 videos going up a month, and outside of a vlog or hyperbole, which is 2-3 minutes, talking about a movie that's holding it up, they're all production based. The other thing was be if it's entertaining. Well, I guess that's it. They didn't find it entertaining. Who knows? But what I've seen is there's a lot of people coming together saying, hey, I didn't make it, and people are like, oh, let me check you out. So that could be its own thing where people rally around it and actually discover other shows through this whole process, which is kind of awesome. Because I've seen some in there. I'm stunned didn't make it, like the film Renegado. He's done crossovers in Lupa's videos. He's had Linkara in his, and he didn't make it. Now, there could be an issue like we don't want, not nepotism, or it is, yeah, we don't want someone that we know just to slide right through, but I'm surprised he wasn't recruited, is what I mean. And same with Rangoon. Isle of Rangoon blows my mind they didn't make it. I'm frustrated with it. I'm more angry. When I saw that, I got angry. I was more angry they didn't get in than me not getting in. So that's that. Back to those videos, though. Because I mentioned I've got different stuff, like Trailer Fist and all that. Trailer Fist is just going to be me with the videos and going off on it. And I try to tie things in. Like I'm doing right now with GPC with, like, Rock Month, because Hercules is out. And I was going to do a fan vote for actually 3 videos after the August one, because August is coming up, and I'm not going to tell you what that is yet, but it ties in directly with a movie that comes out the same day. But after that, there was going to be one for late August, or I skip month, because I'm doing a summer skip every time, excuse me. Probably going to be, I think it's it's 2 September, and then early October. I put a fan vote up months ago about it. Which ones should I do? I got 1 vote. If I did it now, I'd probably get more, but what I'm going to do instead is make the early October one be the fan vote, because I've got Halloween all the way through planned. I've got episode 100 planned. I've got the 5th anniversary planned. You know, but I'm going to do 2 movies specifically for September, and then I'm going to do a fan vote for the early October. And I'm tying movies in. I mean, it's cheap to do. First year I did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen to tie into Avengers because it's the same concepts. Same thing. I did Tango and Cash, Bloodsport, stuff like that. It really wasn't timing into the movies. But then this year I did RoboCop when the remake came out. I did Solomon Kane when Captain America 2 came out with the idea of a soldier. It was a loose link. But I did Rock Month because of Hercules and stuff like that. I did Transformers because of Transformers. And I did Jonah Hex because of Megan Fox, who was in a Transformers movie, and when Transformers came out. You know, it's stuff like that. So I'm trying to do more of that, and sure, it's cheap. It's cheap for views, but hey, if people are seeing it, they'll check out the other ones and give me that leeway, which is why I can get away with doing Planet 51. So that's what the latest stuff has been. So like Trailer Fist, I'm also tying into that. I did the X-Men trailer for Days of Future Past. I'm tying those ones in. Overrated is just whatever. It's from the heart. It's my cinema snob-ish character. It's got the purple vest, the white shirt, the white tie, and I just go off on movies. But I've noticed that I go off on them, but I don't point out the good. Just because I think it's overrated doesn't mean I don't think it's good. I don't think it's as good as people say. That's important, and I think I've lost that. So that's something I've got to work on there. Trailer Fist is just having fun. It's like a riff of the trailer live. And Indications is the fun one, because that one is going to turn on into like full-on sketch comedy type stuff, because it started off as being angry at movie titles and series like Rambo First Blood, but it's going to expand beyond that. Like when you see him try to sort a series, just imagine the Fast and the Furious series and how angry that would make someone who cares about the titles mattering and being important. Yeah, it's comedy gold. So that's stuff I'm really looking forward to, and that's going to be some of my more original stuff. And I have a feeling that's going to be the things that might break out. Hyperbole is saying the word wrong. Yes, it's hyperbole. I know this. But for some reason, I just said it once as hyperbole. Like, I know I'm spewing hyperbole, because it was like I'm hyper. I know it's hyperbole too, but it just came out that way. And this is long before GPC. I said it as hyperbole before. I'm like, well, I don't know, I said that. Maybe I wasn't aware how it was truly said at the time. I don't know. But hyperbole is something that I always kind of mention somewhat and stuff. And I was always looking for a way to do reviews on new movies that I saw them without cannibalizing them for potential GPCs. And again, inspired by Brad's Midnight Reviews. Because the whole idea of having multiple shows is inspired by Brad Jones and Cinema Snob, wanting shows all the time for a site. I kind of lament the fact we haven't seen like a Kung Tai Ted or stuff lately, but it is what it is. If it wasn't working, it's not worth it. I get that. With Hyperbole, it's, like I said, Hyperbole makes it mine, for one. And it's been really hard lately because I haven't seen a bad movie, so it's hard to talk about it. But like, yeah, the movie's good. Like the Hercules one I'm going to be uploading along with this. It's like 2 minutes, it was fun. It was a lot more fun than I realized, and we're good. So, yeah. But that's that side of things, too. That's the GPC's shows. Like I said, I'm doing the Canadian stuff with Matt on Wreckless Eating, which is crazy and awesome and fantastic and fun, and I've got a bunch shot, and it's so easy to just get other stuff because I realize so casually how much stuff they don't have. And Wreckless Eating is all about like discovering things like, I wonder what this is like. I get that stuff all the time. So I just gotta make sure I get the camera and do it. So there you go, that's what that's gonna be. From there, it's a point of the fast food items, because it's eventually gotta be stuff I don't like too. It's gotta be fair game. Because doing stuff I know is no fun. It's a way to start, but we'll get in there. And I gotta say, the feedback from people seeing the first episode I did with the Joe Louis and the Half Moons was awesome. Some people were like, who's this guy? Fair enough. Other people were like, yay, Scott! So they saw me from the gaming stuff. They said like, oh, you were fun over there, we're glad to see you here. They might not have any idea I do a show. You know, but they saw me from there, so they carried over, and they'll learn from that, because I said in the first episode what I do. Others are all, oh, it's too serious, you don't have any jokes. I did have jokes. They were just very, very dry. My sense of humor is that. And sometimes need to be more animated, sure. Some others were just saying, like, don't give us a bad name. Don't give us Canadians a bad name. And don't worry. There's playing on stereotypes and there's giving a bad name. So don't worry about that, guys. Really, the bottom line, though, is Matt said he loved it and just uploaded it as it was. So as long as Matt likes it, there you go. Because you got to have a thick skin with this kind of stuff. And considering I've gotten barely any comments myself otherwise, after that went up a week ago, my other shows on YouTube, they don't put GPC there, they're on Blip, but like Indications is up there, Overrated is up there, stuff like that, those views are going up on those. Like, it's the wrong shows, but they're going up, but they're the original shows, and they're smaller, and they're going up with comments, so it's like, what? So yeah, I feel 2.5 years now I've had the right audience. I haven't found all of it yet. I've had the right show, but I haven't had the right audience. That's probably what more it is. So that's a big goal. That is obviously it. And that guy with the glasses would have fast-tracked that by far. But Wreckless Eating is helping with that. And the other shows are too, obviously. And of course, the other thing I will mention is Turning Heel. That's the wrestling podcast that I do with John Rhodes of The Morbidly Made. We've done one video, which was, God, here's how long it's been. I forget if it was leading into or following up from WrestleMania, which was April, or end of March. It was following up from, that's right. Because I've been doing prediction videos every month for their pay-per-views, and I will do it for TNA as well, but they're not doing one until October. And I missed that show because we want to talk, but John's not been watching it, and I don't watch it. I follow it, but I don't watch it, so it's a really hard show to do. But we can just talk on wrestling all day long and have topics. And Matt actually was a wrestler and has done that stuff. And I got Dustin Starr, the LAW champion. I could always potentially try to get him on and talk. And I've got Tim, my friend from college, who's got the Timmy Too Slimmy show. He had me on as a guest. What? But we talked. We talked, got together, catching up, and talked about wrestling, talked about movies, talked about the Guilty Pleasure Cinema, that kind of stuff. So it's there. It's a matter of making it happen. And I want to keep in touch with everyone here. Like I said, this is the first real vlog in probably a year or so at least of what's going on. GPC is going strong. It's going steady. And I've got everything planned out for the 3rd anniversary. Except writing it. Gotta do that. But yeah, and as always, like I said, I always want comments, so please comment by all means. If you have ideas or suggestions or collaborations, I'll end it with the collaboration thing. I did my Jonah Hex video because I was having the idea of having to come back from the dead, and that one was communication. And the idea there would be that would lead into Transformers, the movie, which I know the Rangoon guys, they do BotCon, they do stuff with Transformers, they're fans. They know it inside and out. So let's have them do the movie with me. I wrote that script, sent it to the guys, and they're like, oh, you got the characters all wrong. We actually have this. I'm like, go nuts. And it turned out way better because like one of the guys loves it, the other guy doesn't. He doesn't even get it. Like Starch doesn't get Transformers, he doesn't understand it. So I'm like, oh, that's so much better. We can play on that. And the whole, like the expected reactions being countered by stuff, oh, it turned out so good. But when the Jonah Hex one went in, which was leading into that, that's how the cliffhanger was. There was a line that said, we can see dead people? That's a thing we can do now? And DJ Soundbite, I forgot completely. They together did Muppet Wish Day with Rainbow Connection, which I sang in last year. New one's coming up, by the way. He's like, oh, what happened to me? What's all that about? I wrote back, oh no, I forgot. Oh, it's horrible. I mean, it's an innocent thing. It was not a snub. It was not that. From there, we started chatting, and he wrote a 2-page bit about the music, because I asked him, if you want to be in there for a rebuttal, by all means. And he wrote a 2-page thing on the music, because I realized I hadn't focused on it, and it is kind of an iconic soundtrack for a generation. And we banged that out, added it in, and it was awesome. It was so unplanned, and it wouldn't have happened if he hadn't sent that tweet, and it is so cool. So I love that aspect of it. Like I said, I want to deal with that guy with the glasses. Always have. Been inspired since Kickassia. And yet, I'm lucky with the guys I have got to work with. It never changes the fact that I want to work with the others, but I don't hold, like, they're not in higher regard. Like, oh, these are the ones who aren't there. No. That's the fast track for the GPC view counts to potentially change things from being a hobby I do after working on weekends to something self-sufficient with no need of a 9-to-5. It truly is. That's the difference that guy with the glasses would make. Potentially. I might be a bomb and I'm out of there in 3 months. That's, you don't know, but you gotta think positive on it. And I truly feel that people who like Lupa, like Brad, like Snob, Brad is Snob and Lupa is Allison, Joe, Phalis, I forgot about him, I love his stuff too. All these guys, I think they would like mine as well. But a lot of them don't even know about it. And being on that with the glasses, it's suddenly opening everyone's eyes. Like he went from a small thing to a network. It's like being an awesome wrestler in the independents, but the casual fan doesn't know you. You make it onto Raw, everybody knows who you are now, even though you're doing the same thing just on this stage. That's what I mean. And yeah, I'd love to work with the people there. I think having a crossover with those people would also benefit that, in that regard. Having Angry Joe do something with me, or Lupa do something would be that. But I can't trivialize anything about the fact that I'm friends with the guys of the Owl Rangoon, Greg and Trent. I am friends with the guys of the Morbidly Made, Michael J. and John. I am friends with damn near everybody on Zion Mainframe. Too many to mention. Maybe it's 17, which is an inside joke for the Dino D-Day one that came out. But I'm friends with all those guys. Like the fact that Matt and I get along, and Matt and I, we get on like we've known each other for years. Like it's that. And that was the same thing that I had with Mike and John at Morbidly Made. We get on like friends, and it's so great. And that would not have happened if not for the GPC. So I am not slighting anybody. No, that is more valuable to me than being on That Guy with the Glasses or a site like that. but financially that would be freaking cool. That's all I mean. So I'll end it with that. I've always been bad at wrapping things up, but I do want to do more of these, and because it's so long and blabbering on, I do only want to do them maybe quarterly, even, like not that frequently, because there's sometimes isn't that much to change. This stuff all happened very recently in the past month, so a month ago, if I did a vlog, it would have been the same as 6 months ago. It really would. So that's where things are at now. As always, please comment. Please check out all the sites. Check out everybody's stuff. Rock Month is concluding August 1st, and I'm really pumped for what's going to happen next after that. October is going to be frickin' nuts, because October, November, and December I'm doing a series. 4 movies. All I'm going to tell you. It starts with the Halloween episode. It's all you're going to get to know. And as you probably know, I do like my teases and teasers. So, thanks again. Thanks for checking out Status of the Cinema. Always check back with guiltypleasurecinema.com. That's where everything comes through. I do post a lot on the Facebook page for that as well. So, do check that stuff out. Check out everybody I mentioned. All the guys on That Guy with the Glasses, all the ones over there, all the ones on YouTube, all the Facebooks, the Twitters. Check everything out. And really just thank you. And talk to you in a couple months.